Yes, the holidays are the time to indulge, but we don't want to be going off the rails the entire month, do we? Instead, we want to make healthier versions of our favorite holiday desserts so it feels like we're being sinful the whole month, but in reality, we're staying on our fitness grind and still enjoying holiday treats. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and I make high protein, low calorie versions of your favorite recipes to help you reach your fitness goals without sacrificing your favorite foods. So today we've got 10 healthy holiday baked goods, but they can be enjoyed year round. So let's get started, shall we? First on the list is one of my favorites, this hot cocoa skillet cookie. It is just over 400 calories and almost 40 grams of protein for the whole thing. And it's a massive portion. One bowl recipe as well, super easy to make. Just gonna put all the dry ingredients into a bowl, mix those together to avoid clumping, and then add the wet ingredients. It might look like a lot of ingredients, but honestly, these are things that you're gonna have lying around your fridge, especially if you tend to make my recipes a lot, because I tend to use kind of the same ingredients. So once we've mixed everything together into that consistency you see there, you're gonna take your mini cast iron skillet. So mine's 6 inches. You can get it on Amazon, linked in my store. Make sure to spray it with cooking spray, otherwise the batter will stick. You actually can put half the batter there, and then you're gonna put your marshmallow fluff and then chocolate chunks. You could also mix chocolate chips or chunks into the batter as well. Then you're gonna put the other half there. You can use a back of a wet spoon to spread it out. I just put a little bit of shaved chocolate on the top as well. I kind of like divide the chocolate between the middle and the top. Then you're gonna bake it for 12 to 14 minutes. Don't over bake it, by the way, otherwise it's gonna be dry. I like mine to be a little bit underbaked, as you can see here. That is how I like it. I think it's perfect personally, but I get some comments of people saying like, that's wrong. If this is you, just bake it for an extra couple minutes. It's gonna be fine, guys. It's gonna be okay. Some may call this underbaked, but I call it gooey and absolutely perfect. So I'm obsessed. Another skillet cookie. Yes, this one is gingerbread themed. Oh, it's so gooey and delicious. Similar ingredients here, except we're gonna use a different protein powder. So this one's snickerdoodle. By the way, guys, all my recipes use PE Science protein powder, as you guys know if you watch my channel. So it's a whey casein blend. It's perfect for baking. A lot of my recipes will work just whey if you don't have PE Science, but if you do want to purchase from them, please use my discount code FIT15 or the link in the description. So in some of the recipes, I use brown monk fruit instead of the regular white monk fruit. In my cookie recipes, I like to use the brown monk fruit because like cookies, brown sugar, but it's interchangeable. So don't worry if you don't have that on hand, but you can get it at most grocery stores. So key ingredient here for gingerbread recipes is fancy molasses. So you're going to want to buy a carton of this. Again, you can get it at most grocery stores. You're going to use it for a lot of my recipes. It gives it that like gingerbready flavor. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you guys will get it. But yeah, for the white chocolate, I like to mix half of it into the batter and then half of it on top. You could use chips. I like to either use mini chips or like slice a chocolate bar to get those like shaving chunk kind of things. So yeah, the cast iron skillet comes out here again. Again, would highly recommend getting your hands on this. I use it in a lot of my recipes. It comes in handy, but if you don't have it, you could use a ramekin. So yeah, again, really important with these recipes that you don't overbake. I prefer to slightly underbake. And if you want, you could put it back into the oven or you could just eat it nice and gooey. I like to sometimes top it with sea salt because I really love a sweet and salty combo. Also, by the way, if you don't have an oven, I'm going to link a video here that shows me making 4 different dessert recipes in the air fryer. You should also be able to make this in the air fryer as well, if you please. Look at how gooey this looks. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. You know those cranberry Bliss bars from Starbucks? This is them now. Their healthier cousin that's like glowed up. I made this recipe a couple years ago and I'm bringing it back. This time I obviously have my camera and the new and improved recipe, but I absolutely love making like copycat versions of Starbucks desserts because we all know that those are super high in calories and have very little protein. These have about half the calories of the Bliss bars and they're actually a bigger portion as well, which is amazing. So first we're going to make the batter to make the actual Bliss bars. So I'm gonna mix that all together. It looks a bit like orangey golden. And then we're gonna put the mix in. So the mini white chocolate chips and the dried cranberries. The ones I have 50% less sugar, but if you can't find them, that's totally fine. It doesn't change the macros too much, to be honest. So I use like an 8x8 loaf pan. I don't know why I made a little pattern when I sprayed the cooking spray there. But yeah, you could use parchment paper or spray cooking spray. I just didn't have any parchment paper left. But yeah, anyway, just make sure it's even. Make sure to not overbake it, guys, because you'll see here I accidentally did overbake it a slight amount. But while it's baking, we're going to make the frosting. So put those ingredients into a bowl and then blend it with an electric mixer. Super important, guys. Otherwise, it's going to be chunky. Let it cool completely and then frost. So yeah, I would recommend putting it in for 16 minutes and then checking after that. I accidentally put it in for 20 and it still turned out great, but maybe slightly drier than I would have liked. But again, some people like it cakey. I just prefer things to be gooey. But then again, I get so many comments being like, oh, that's raw, that's underbaked, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, put a little bit of white chocolate on the top, and then we're going to put some dried cranberries as well. This replicates the cranberry Bliss bar exactly. Now, I'm not sure how many countries have this Bliss bar. I think it's just Canada and the US, because when I went to the UK, they were saying they've never heard of it. But yeah, you're going to slice it into 8 pieces, make it into those nice triangles, really big portion. I have these in my fridge. I made them like 3 days ago. They're already gone, and I live alone. So that tells you how good they are. I absolutely love cream cheese frosting as well. I could eat it by the spoonful. Starbucks is about to have a run for their money with these. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Another Starbucks copycat, the gingerbread loaf. Guys, this has 1/3 of the calories of the gingerbread loaf from Starbucks. 150 calories per slice, insane. So you're gonna mix everything into a big bowl. I was a bit nervous to make this recipe. Got this on my first try, by the way, because sometimes when I make loaves, they're like cooked on the outside, but then raw on the inside. This turned out perfectly. When I sliced into it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a winner. Yeah, it makes 9 slices as well, which is great because you can store them in the fridge for meal prep or like snack prep. So it's funny. I actually meant to put maple syrup in this recipe, but then I ended up using brown monk fruit instead for the sweetener. And I'm glad that I did that because I feel like the dry to wet ratio was perfect. There's that fancy molasses again. Told you guys, you're gonna need it for this recipe. I don't know if you guys really care that much about that, but bake it and then make sure to cool it completely before frosting it. So you're gonna make the frosting. You can conveniently just like make the frosting while the loaf is cooling. But yeah, you're gonna put the light cream cheese, the powdered monk fruit. By the way, the powdered monk fruit's like a 0-calorie sub for powdered sugar, and just a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. You could like add a little bit as needed. And then make sure to blend it with an electric mixer. Honestly, guys, you could see a few specks in the frosting. I maybe could have blended it a little bit better, but I am not a professional baker, okay? I am just a girl with a 9-to-5 software sales job who does this channel on the side. But yeah, guys, it's so good. Oh my God, I am like addicted to it. I've been eating at least 1 slice every day, if not 2. And I still slice in the fridge because it makes 9, which is amazing. So if you have kids, if you have a family, or a partner that's really hungry, or if you're like me and you just love treats, then this is perfect for you. It turned out way better than I expected. I'm not gonna lie, so good. Okay, I already took a bite out of it. We're gonna take another off the top with the frosting. It's so moist. I know everyone hates that word, but the frosting is perfect. It actually turned out better than I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me, an entire red velvet Oreo cheesecake to myself for under 500 calories and 34 grams of protein. Sign me up. So we're gonna make the kind of crust first that goes to the bottom. We're gonna make it out of Oreo baking crumbs, and this little mini springform pan, again, you can buy it from Amazon. I would highly recommend it rather than using just like a container that's not springform. Basically like brings it together. That's what the springform does. So yeah, for red velvet, you use chocolate protein because it's like chocolate and vanilla kind of mix. And then we'll add in the red velvet extract as well. So this, I bought it on Amazon. If you guys want the link, let me know. I think there's only one of them on Amazon that I saw while I'm in Canada. So anyways, but yeah, look at how red and delicious that looks. You're going to beat with the electric mixer. And then once the crust is baked, you're going to pour the filling on top. And then you're going to bake that for a while. I'm not going to lie, guys. This recipe is a bit of a pain to make, because yeah, you just have to bake like the crust, and then you have to bake the filling, and then you have to lower it, and then you have to let it cool, and then you have to put it in the fridge. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's 100% worth it, guys. You get a whole cheesecake to yourself. Look at how beautiful that looks. So yeah, let it cool completely and then take it out of the spring form and then store it in the fridge. Otherwise, if you take it out of the spring form before letting it cool, it might crack or like break. That's what mine has done before. For the Oreos on top, you don't have to sprinkle white chocolate. I just did that kind of for the thumbnail and for a show. But I just melted a bit of white chocolate and then sprinkled the Oreos. But you could also brush it with like unsweetened almond milk or something like that, or just sprinkle Oreos on top, that sort of thing, and then just hope that they stick. But yeah, look at how delicious that looks. I still have this in the fridge. Actually, I've been kind of eating it slice by slice, but it's really filling and really delicious. It honestly tastes like regular cheesecake. Like, it's so rich and creamy, and I just love red velvet flavored thing. I think it's perfect for the holidays. And this red velvet extract, I'm really getting my money's worth out of it. gonna save this for later, but I might just need to eat the whole thing now. You guys love my funfetti cupcake recipe. This is her festive cousin, the peppermint hot cocoa cupcakes. They have 90 calories and 12 grams of protein each. Amazing macros, and they taste like regular cupcakes. Honestly, guys, secret ingredient for me is this pudding mix. If you don't have access to it, like if you're in the UK or something, you could use custard powder or you could just put a gram of xanthan gum. It makes it just like thicker. But yeah, basically these ingredients, again, very simple ingredients that if you make a lot of my recipes, you'll have them lying around in the fridge. Dry ingredients, then wet ingredients, and then add a little bit of this peppermint extract that gives it that like chocolate peppermint flavor. I guess it's optional, but like not really because we want it to be festive. Honestly, I've seen it in just like every grocery store. But yeah, you're just gonna use this muffin tin. I don't really use liners. I just put it in the muffin tin. I make sure to spray it with cooking spray. That's super important. And then for the frosting, kind of similar to my other frosting recipes, you got the powdered monk fruit, protein powder. The pudding mix, again, that's optional to put in the frosting. You don't have to put it in there. I just like it to be a bit more thick. And then also when you're adding the water, make sure to just add it bit by bit. You don't want it to be too runny. And then you could put it in this like piping bag with the piping attachment. I don't even know what it's called. But then you could also just use like a Ziploc bag and then cut the bottom of it. You don't have to get one of these fancy schmancy things, but I think they're just on Amazon, honestly. But yeah, I just wanted to make them look cute. Honestly, guys, I'm not very good at frosting. As you can tell, I'm really not. Then you cover it with a crushed candy cane. So it's fine. And it looks really, really pretty. And it tastes amazing and moist. And that's all that matters. But yeah, these look so good. By the way, you saw that I used the PE Science protein hot cocoa mix. You can get that on our website. If you don't have that, you could just use regular hot cocoa mix as well. Might change the macros just ever so slightly, but I'd highly recommend getting your hands on that. PE Science hot cocoa, really, really good. Okay, it's the perfect peppermint to chocolate ratio. Frosting's absolutely perfect, and they're so light and fluffy. Okay, we've got another festive cupcake recipe. This one is gingerbread cupcakes. They have 100 calories each, just a little bit more calories from the fancy molasses, but it's going to be super worth it. So you put the holy trinity of spices, the ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. I use those in all of my gingerbready recipes. I make a lot of gingerbread recipes around the holidays. So mix the dry ingredients together and then the wet, very similar to the other cupcake recipe here. I'm just making my life easy by making different flavors of different recipes, but I know everyone loves them. Everyone loves cupcakes, okay? Mix everything together until it's this like golden color and this texture, and then you're gonna, by the way, guys, I know that my muffin tin is super rusty and gross. I'm sorry. I don't have a big dishwasher and I like can't fit it. And then when I try to hand wash it, just like doesn't work very well. But yeah, by the way, whenever I use a snickerdoodle protein, that's a PE Science flavor. If you don't have that, you could just use vanilla and then just add a little bit more cinnamon just to make it more snickerdoodle-y. But yeah, just slowly add water until the frosting gets to that consistency. And then you're gonna frost it in the exact same way I frost the other one. I feel like I was a bit better in frosting these ones. Look at how thick that looked. I used a different attachment. I feel like this one turned out way better. Also, guys, make sure before you frost the cupcakes that the cupcakes are fully cooled, otherwise frosting's gonna melt off. So for the macros, I like sprinkled gingerbread on top. So guys, obviously putting like a whole gingerbread cookie on top, it's not very practical. I just did that for show. You're gonna wanna just like crush gingerbread cookies like in a plastic bag and then just sprinkle those on top rather than putting like a whole gingerbread. Or you could put a whole gingerbread. I don't really care, especially if you're bringing these to like a party or like a potluck, maybe that'd be cute. But yeah, these are so good and so moist. Would highly recommend making these this holiday season. White chocolate peppermint cheesecake bites for when you don't want a whole cheesecake to yourself, you just want a little bite. So they have just over 100 calories each. For the crust, we're going to use graham cracker crumbs, some protein, and some light margarine. So you'll see I use the white chocolate peppermint protein from PE Science for this recipe. I feel like it really gives it that boost. But if you don't have it, just use vanilla protein and then you can use a bit of the peppermint extract. So for the cheesecake part, we're using light cream cheese, non-fat Greek yogurt, egg, and then that same protein. Again, if you don't have it, just use vanilla protein with peppermint extract. And then I melted some white chocolate in there as well. I just didn't want to put it as like chips because I just wanted it like melted throughout. And then of course the monk fruit sweetener as well. So then yeah, I use an electric mixer. Again, it'd be pretty challenging to mix it together without like an electric mixer because it'd just be kind of clumpy. But if you try it, let me know. And then yeah, we just use the muffin tin for this. I don't have liners. You could use liners if you really want, but I just spray it with cooking spray. I prefer the texture that way. Let them cool completely and then use a butter knife to take them out of the muffin tin and then put them in the fridge for just about 2 hours. Should be fine, just to like thick and set. Yeah, you don't want to eat them warm. That'd be kind of gross. But look at how well they turned out. And then I just put a little bit of white chocolate on top. It's honestly optional, just for the crushed candy canes to stick. So that gives it that like peppermint boost. So white chocolate peppermint. And we absolutely love these. I had one last night after dinner. They're a great like little after dinner snack, just like having one just as like a little sweet treat. Again, our goal here is to keep the festive spirit without breaking the calorie bank, right? So look at how thick these look. I absolutely love these, and these are great to take to like a holiday potluck as well. This is so like thick and rich, and it has the perfect amount of white chocolate to peppermint ratio. Christmas kitchen sink cookies. So where did the title of this recipe come from? I don't know. I think it's like everything but the kitchen sink, and then there's usually like white chocolate, M&Ms, and pretzels as mix-ins. Sometimes there's like score or like toffee mix-ins, but I just chose 3, otherwise the calories would be too high. So I use kind of a similar cookie recipe for a lot of my cookies. It has the pure pumpkin. Don't worry, like the batter does look a little bit orange, but then when you bake it, it kind of goes away. But yeah, you're using these mini white chocolate chips. Would highly recommend mini because they distribute way better. And then crush the M&Ms. Again, if you don't have Christmas M&Ms, you could just like get a bag of regular ones and pick out the red and green. And then of course the crushed pretzels. So little secret, you guys, I accidentally got like seasoned pretzels, but then you obviously can't tell in this video, but I was like, hey, like I was on a time crunch to make this recipe. And I didn't want to go out and buy new pretzels. So I was like, okay, they'll never know. But obviously just make sure to get like the regular salted pretzels, guys. So you're going to bake them, and then you'll see that like they look underbaked when you take them out, but do not overbake them. Just let them cool, and then they're going to continue to bake on their own. But I would highly recommend getting one of these like cookie tins. I think I got this from like Home Sense or something, but they're really, really cute. And look at how good these look. They have so many mix-ins. Someone commented on my Instagram being like, oh, the cookies are small. Honestly, they're not that small. They're really thick, and they have a lot of mix-ins in them. So that's what kind of ups the calorie content there. But I have just about 100 calories each, way less than a regular cookie that's like full fat, full sugar. They're so soft and sweet. They are just perfect. And finally, we've got another cookie recipe. These are white chocolate cranberry. These kind of remind me of like the Subway cookies, except I know those are like white chocolate raspberry, not cranberry, but cranberries just remind me of like the holidays, right? So similar recipe here to the other one we just made, except different mix-ins, of course. But honestly, guys, you could take my cookie recipe and then just put whatever mix-ins you want, or you can let me know kind of like what flavors you guys want, and I can definitely make a recipe, film it for you. But make sure to fully mix everything together, all the dough, and then make sure to store it in the fridge for 30 minutes. That's something you have to do because otherwise the dough is going to spread way too quickly. So you have to put it in the fridge for 30 minutes and then put the mix-ins after, because put the mix-ins before, then they're kind of going to bleed into it, and then it's going to look weird, but it won't change the taste or anything. So if you accidentally do that, that's totally fine. But I just roll them into a ball, and then I press on them slightly to give it that shape. And then, yeah, just let them cool. And then they're going to be perfectly gooey and delicious. Oh, they're so good. And the white chocolate just melts perfectly. Again, if you don't have the 50% less sugar cranberries, it's totally fine. They don't make too much of a difference for the macros. You guys know I like my cookies like slightly underbaked and gooey. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these recipes, and I'm sure you're looking for more holiday recipes if you're in the holiday spirit. So I will link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.